We welcome you live to the season number 5 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season 5 race at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And we are back here tonight. This is the host of the championship race for the Cup Series last season. Of course, now just a normal Cup Series race on the calendar, race number 13 of the year. And it comes from the Homestead-Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida. Well, it's hopefully going to be a fun one tonight. Of course, our mile and a half here today from Miami. Definitely more of a unique mile and a half. We'll take a look at it, of course, during this half-hour warm-up session coming up first. Then, of course, as usual, 2 laps qualifying for these 134 laps tonight from Homestead. Race number 13 of the year. This is actually the halfway point, just now after this race is over. We are going to be over halfway through this Cup Series season, which is pretty crazy to think about. I don't feel like it's been that long, but the season has already just kind of flown by. But we are so excited and ready to go here tonight from Homestead-Miami Speedway. This, of course, 1.5-mile racetrack, and we'll see what happens today. So, of course, coming up first is the warm session. We'll be going over some of the things to look out for in this race. Also, be looking at your chase standings entry tonight here at Homestead. Some of your points leaders, drivers on the chase bubble. There's only, of course, 6 races remaining in the regular season to make things happen now. So we are getting close to this chase starting. Of course, we got tonight at Homestead. We go to Kentucky after that. Michigan. Watkins Glen is in there as well. I believe Darlington. And then, of course, the Daytona regular season finale to finish it all off for this regular season. This is only, I believe, our 3rd mile and a half of the year, and the second one that wasn't the Charlotte 600, because that's special because that's 200 laps. So the only our second, only our second mile and a half race that's 134 laps. So pretty interesting. Already on race 13. All right, so Eli Franklin, of course, will lead the move tonight. And once he gets himself into here, I don't know what he's doing. Landon Johnson also will be an in-race reporter for this race. And here we go from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Warm-up session is just about to be underway. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix something real quick. iRacing's being iRacing. Anyways, car's just about to be on the track here in Miami. Alrighty, here we go from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Like we said, race number 13 of the Cup Series season. And is that one of the drivers' favorite racetracks? This is definitely a track that drivers have a lot of skill at this racetrack. Of course, you can sometimes rip the boards around here in Miami. That's a very big characteristic, of course, of this racetrack. As cars are on the racetrack for the warm-up session here in Homestead. Welcome live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series Season 5 race here in Miami. Here we go. First car on the racetrack is the 99 car of Payson Lindsay. Comes into this race still below the chase cut line, of course, after his massive 30-point penalty after Charlotte. Had an incredible day, though, last week in Bristol. Finished 2nd to Rich Cherry. And we'll head down the front straightaway here to start his practice. All right, here's the 42 of Aiden Holes. Had a bad wreck, lap 1 crash last week in Bristol that took him out of the race that early, so he's looking to rebound tonight in the 42. Holes now down the back straightaway. Here's Lindsay once again, usually, of course, running his freeway.com card. I believe there's some pink and orange accents on that because we're in Miami right now. So pretty cool for Payson Lindsay. All right, so he'll head down this front straightaway. And once again, coming to the line. Here comes the 21. Oh, that is Carlos Ortiz on the track now in that car. Behind him, there's the 77 there of Braden Hunsicker. Down the back straightaway again goes Lindsay. So warm-up session just getting underway here in Homestead-Miami. Of course, had the Grand National Series last night. How about an upset winner? Ronan Suarez went to victory lane last night for his first career win after a very long suspension. So he came back and did the best he possibly could. Can't get much better than that for Ronan Suarez last night. First career Grand National Series victory in Homestead. So Could be a first-time winner today. Who knows? We will see. So far, Payson Lindsay's top of the board, Aiden Hole's second here very early into the warm-up session from Homestead. Of course, like we said, it's a very unique mile-and-a-half racetrack. Of course, got straightaways here. There's no curves, like there's no quad oval, no tri-oval, anything like that here at Homestead. So completely straight, and then, of course, pretty slow turns if you think about it for a mile and a half, but you can go all the way down to the white line, or you can go all the way against the wall. Now Payson Lindsay, see him testing limits, he'll go around. And here's the 09 of John Butler in the 3 and 4. He will head down the front straightaway. John, of course, so consistent around the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series, trying to make his third straight chase/playoffs this season. And he heads down the back. All right. Here's the 50th Connor Haprilla. Started off the season absolutely abysmal for him. It has gotten better, though, over these last few races, luckily for Connor. And comes into Miami, and we'll actually look at the points right now, what your standings look like entering tonight here in Homestead. Cameron Chandler sits 199 to the good. He is nearly locked into the chase. Bryce Benton sits 149 to the good with 4 wins on the year. Sean Rose sits plus 129, 2 wins at Dover and Nashville. Braden Hunsinger, of course, won the championship at this racetrack last season. Your defending Cup Series champion, 112 to the good and 4th in points, but still he has not won a race this season, which is kind of shocking. Same thing with Aiden Donahue, currently 5th in points, plus 106, still winless this year. Matthew White sits 6th in points, plus 96 to the good. Axel Smith plus 28. You see John Butler plus 14. Ashton Miller only plus 14. Jake Coyle only plus 7. And Andrew Stacy currently sits below the chase cut line. You also got Trenton Wilkin below the chase, so is Payson Lindsay, Greg Aiden Holes, Davian Tobin, and C.J. Erdman heading here to Homestead. Alrighty. Here's the 09 of Butler. And new paint scheme for Matthew White this week. WeatherTech, on board. So good look out of the 7. 2 wins this year for Matthew at Richmond and Phoenix. Lately, he really just hasn't had the speed. Started off the season pretty good with speed, but lately it just hasn't been to him at all. At Bristol, of course, he was not a non-factor all day long. Non-factor at Charlotte, the 600. He's on the wall here a little bit. Now we'll actually go around down the back straight away and slam the fence big time. So waiting on a lot of cars here. Not sure where everyone is, unfortunately. Payson Lindsay, there goes Aiden Holes. Here's the 21 of Ortiz back in the 3 and 4. And Ortiz will head off turn 4 and power her down this front stretch. Oh, the wall he goes. Here in this 21 car. There's Bryce Benson here. There's Matthew White in the 7 as well. Here's Cameron Chandler, points leader, currently coming back down to pit road here in the 8 car. Cameron, of course, had a great season, but only 1 win this year at Rockingham. And the wall goes Sean Hilquich here in the 30 car. Had great speed last week in Bristol on practice and qualifying. Unfortunately, got not taken out, but damaged in an early crash where Cameron Chandler missed a shift on the restart that caused a pretty big pileup last week in Bristol. iRacing is starting its amazing lag. Okay. Let's try this again. Fortunately, we've had huge issues with that lately in iRacing. I don't know what the issue is. I don't think it's on my end because I've done just about everything to fix it. Nothing's really ever worked. So hopefully this issue gets fixed in a minute. That'd be nice. All right, so back here just a minute from Homestead-Miami. Here for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Of course, you're watching this live on the channel. Race number 13 of the Cup Series season. Just about midway, and the only 6 races remaining before the chase. So it's crunch time for points, to say the least. All right, here we go. Back on the track now. Okay. So still just about 20 minutes to go here in this warm-up session from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Just still getting started here. Still waiting on a lot of cars. I don't know where everyone is. Still don't have Sean Rowe here, Aiden Donahue, and a lot more. So hopefully we get everyone. That'd be cool. Anyways. Sorry, we're just doing a couple technical fixes here real quick, so you can get you ready for tonight's race. Alright, anyways, cars back on the racetrack here in Miami. iRacing is still having a field day with the flag. That's great. Comes the 09 of Butler down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4. Alright, so of course, there's Miller in the 79 car, the 77 that is Braden Hunsicker, the 7 of Matthew White, back into 3 and 4. Miller's 79 car, the 77 there, Hunsicker again. 42 of Aiden Holes, the 30 of Sean Hilquich. And around goes the 21 of Carlos Ortiz. He, of course, goes for that slide. So Bryce Benton so far here is top of the board. Into the wall goes Sean Hilquich in the 30. There's the 09 of John Butler down the back straightaway. About 15 minutes left to go here in this warm-up session. Oh, and around goes Havrilla now. In the 50, he hits the wall. There's Hunsicker, there's Miller. Oh, car in the wall there. That's the 56. I don't know. Oh my God, I can't get the words out of my mouth. I don't know why there's only 15 cars tonight. It's pretty concerning. I don't know where the rest of the cars are right now. Okay. Again, just another look at your chase board here. Still haven't seen Sean Rowe, Aiden Donahue. Still haven't seen Jacob Quill. Still haven't seen Andrew Stacy, Trenton Wilkin. So Davian Tobin, CJ. I don't know what's going on tonight. This is really unfortunate. Around goes the 9 of Benson. Down the straightaway. Here's the 42 of Aiden Holes. iRacing is still having an absolute lag fest, so pretty much just started off the worst way it possibly can, as usual. That's the 9 of Bryce Benson. Oh, and Zainer Mon gets loose. I don't know what's going on with iRacing's lag. Sorry. Oh my god, we had just had a horrific crash, by the way, as you can see. But I'm currently trying to fix whatever's going on with iRacing right now. It's really frustrating. I don't know what we're doing right now, but okay.
Hello, hello.
And here comes Eli Franklin to the booth. So it's been a horrific start so far here, Eli, as you can tell.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's like Sean Rose finally joined.
Yeah, it puts us 16 cars, which would be easily the lowest in years, which cannot happen. Okay. I'm not sure where Mr. Johnson is either. All right.
If it stays like this, I can race if you want.
It's fine. I don't know what we're doing now. We're completely frozen. Okay. So. Anyways, I think we're back here at Homestead again. Sorry. Lag issues are still pretty abysmal, so that's just good. Okay. Aiden Holes in the 42. There's the 20. Oh, we got a car wrecking. Around goes Braden Hunsicker in the 77. Another car goes around, if we can actually get to it. There's the 30 of Sean Hillquist, and the 9 of Bryce Benson also spins up to the outside. There's the 1 of Zane Rahman back in a 3 and 4. And the 56 of Sela down the front straightaway as well. With only 10 minutes to go here in this warm-up. Riding with Seal. There's the 30 of Sean Hillquist as well. And others down the back straightaway. Alright, here we go. Zane Rahman back into 3 and 4. Okay. Anyways, just about 9 minutes left to go here before qualifying gets underway from Homestead. Yeah, not much to say right now. The ball, Zane Rahman, here comes the 56, he goes around, and that was Sela. It's the 8 of Cameron Chandler, the 1 of Rahman, again the 30 of Sean Hillquist. I can't. I'm honestly getting a headache from how much iRacing's frames are dropping. Every week. So apologize for this again. This has gone horribly so far. What a joke. Okay, anyways. Uh, 7 minutes left here in the warm-up. Well, 6 minutes left to go, and unfortunately this looks like it's going to be one to forget. Side by side between Haverilla and Hillquich. Here's the 9 of Benton. Oh, Sealy goes around. So I don't know who the 29 is. That is actually Rich Cherry. New paint scheme this week. Car just went around back there. That's the wall he goes. Five minutes left to go here in this warm-up session in Miami. And the wall goes showing Illich there in that 30 car, getting holes. But the wall is well down the front straightaway. Yeah.
3 minutes ago in practice saying not a big field tonight, but it could be beneficial if do stay at a small field for a guy off Payson Lindsay. Had the penalty come in with the his account thing. Not gonna go into detail with that, but he's really behind in points. And with guys on the cut line that I don't know why not racing tonight, it could be opportunity for him to get up and gain a lot of points tonight. Only right now it's only 16 cars, and really he can get a good amount of stage points and get himself really close to that cut line as the playoff. As I'm looking at the playoff cut line. We're missing guys like Jacob Trail, who's the last guy in the playoffs. Andrew Stacy, the first guy out, and Trent Wilkins, the second guy out. Those guys are not here, and Payson Lindsay's right behind them, only 45 out. So Payson Lindsay, he can, no matter what, as long as on where they are, if they don't join those guys, he can really wreck a lap one and gain points. So anything he gains tonight's gonna be a plus to the cut line. As 45 bags seems a lot, but just say he gets 5 stage points and finishes 5th, he'll cut this thing in half very quickly.
I guess we'll see what happens tonight then. I mean, hopefully there's at least a good battle at the front of the field. I don't know what's going on with Baden Donahue that way. He's not. That's a big one. He's made every race this season. So is Andrew Stacy. He's also made every race this season. So I don't know what's going on. I'm really scratching my head right now. Same thing with Trenton Wilkin. He's made every race this season, I think. Here's the 97. Here's the 7 of Matthew White on pit road currently. Alright, only 156 left to go before qualifying starts here. I mean, I guess the only good thing is the field, I guess, is very competitive outside Aiden Donahue not being here. I mean, you got guys like Matthew White, Bryce Benson, Cameron Chandler, Braden Hunsicker, Payson Lindsay, Richard Cherry, Sean Rowe. I mentioned Ashton Miller. Yeah, I did. Even Carlos Ortiz could throw into that. They could all probably win this race. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are very, very good that are here right now, obviously, but not a lot of them. That's the issue here. And it kind of leaves me scratching my... I know we're kind of milking this, but it's a very important issue. It's kind of, behind the scenes, one of the bigger things that we kind of care about in the league. You got to have cars on the track. Obviously, that's how these races get run. I'm scratching my head because 2.5 mile races ago at Atlanta, same exact car, same exact day, there's nothing changed. We had 33 entries. So it's leaving me scratching my head. It really is, Eli.
Which is.
Landon Johnson is an absolute fat.
Absolutely. I don't know where he's at. He's probably eating or sleeping like I was before I got here.
Alright. 30 seconds here, I guess. Somehow this is going to beat the Charlotte 600 poopy record of only 20 cars technically. This may be the lowest car. I don't know how long it's been since we had this little cars in the race. It has certainly been a very long time. And I can't take the iRacing lag anymore. This is, oh my god. I might get a headache in a minute. Of course, didn't have these issues last night, neither of them. So, every week? Alright, anyways. Cars on the racetrack here for qualifying. 2 laps for the pole position in the amazing field that we have today, unfortunately. Wow. Okay.
With the size of the field, hopefully we expect mostly, if not all, green flag running tonight.
I mean, yeah, that's the only positive from, literally the one positive from this. Other than that, there's nothing. Anyways, here comes the 21 of Ortiz down the front straightaway.
I mean, luckily we get next week off to figure out whatever these guys do.
Yeah, eventually we'll be back in Kentucky. But this is a racetrack that always has over 25 cars, so I don't understand what's going on. We had 27 entries last night in Grand National. It's not a league problem. It's clearly just the Cup Series, so I don't know what's going on. 27 cars raced last night. 17 today in the Cup Series, of all things, too. Aston Miller so far, first car over the line. Carlos Ortiz is now fastest. There's Havarilla in the 50 car. Well, Ortiz goes fast. Havarilla is now only third. So, of course, we'll see probably improvements on lap 2 here. Holes now goes top of the board in the 42.
And now Hunsinger. So it seems like times are not really falling off.
Here comes Aston Miller.
What it was last night.
And Aston Miller does not improve on lap 2. Here's the one of Zane Herman. Similar paint scheme to Pace and Lindsay. Pretty sure it would have been the exact same if Lindsay didn't update his this week. Here's the 30 of Sean Hill. 5 actually, Michael Gregory. He's one car I actually did not expect to race tonight. So that's kind of crazy. So I think Sean Rowe now going to be on the racetrack in a minute as well. I think we expected over 25 cars, or just under 25 cars at the bare minimum, and then somehow this happens again.
As Pace and Lindsay hit the wall on his first lap, so that he had only one shot on the second lap.
Here's the 7 of Matthew White down the back straightaway. White was third on lap 1. Here he goes to 3 and 4. So far in provisional pole is Braden Hunsicker. Michael Gregory's P5.
Pace and Lindsay goes 5th. So not a bad time. Sean Hillcush goes 4th. And Matthew White to the top. Almost the 10th of a second.
Yeah, White, top of the board here on provisional pole all of a sudden. How about that? He has not had a Matthew White kind of season, even though he's got 2 wins. Benson's second.
And Bryce Benson goes 2nd. Now Cameron Chandler. So a bunch of people putting out some really good laps right now. Chandler's 2nd. One lap to go is all fine.
Yeah, we'll see if Cameron can improve on lap 2. Here's Sean Rowe as well on the racetrack. Still 2 heavy hitters. Also Bryce Benson, I believe he is done. I think. No, I don't think he's still on full song here. 3rd. On lap 1.
Yeah, this is his final lap. See if he can prove. He does, but he goes up 1 to 2nd.
All right, we'll see what Cameron Chandler can do. Here comes Sean Rowe across the board. Here comes Cameron Chandler down the front straightaway in the 8 car. Now across the line he goes.
And doesn't improve.
So Matthew White, if Sean Rowe doesn't win the pole here, it looks like Matthew White may be on the front row for the pole here. If Sean Rowe cannot do it. My goodness, I can't... Eli, is your iRacing having these frame drops?
I think mine's honestly doing the best it's ever been in play mode.
Great luck for me. No issues last night, but today it's abysmal as Sean Rowe goes only 7th. Axel Smith, I believe, is done. I think. Across the line he goes. Actually, no, he's not. Smith. How about 2nd?
Wow.
Yeah, wow. 2nd for Axel Smith. That's needed for him. Wow.
And also, before we get to this race session, again, like I was talking about the cut line, Pace and Lindsay being 45 back in Howard Tutti, there's also opportunity for guys just above the cut line to re-extend their gap without Jacob Quayle. Guys like Ashton Miller races tonight, John Butler, Axel Smith, who just got up to 2nd. Because those guys, Axel Smith's only 28 up, John Butler's only 14, and Ashton's only 14. So as we're running down this time to the playoffs, it's a good opportunity for them just to get a little bit more of a points gap as we head to the final stretch of the season. And guys like Pace and Lindsay I was talking about to close the gap to the cut line.
All right, well, we're live here in Miami for race number 13 of the Cup Series season. Hopefully the last time you're going to see a field under 20 cars this year once we make a couple of changes that I got in mind all of a sudden. So, Eli, can you run us through our top 10 starters?
Yep, I got you for tonight. Starting on pole, hopefully, hoping for just go back to Matthew White ways as he starts on pole. Axel Smith with a very impressive qualifying effort in second. Bryce Benson in third. Chandler fourth. Braden Hunsinger fifth. Good qualifying for Aiden Holes. Hillquich, much needed qualifying in P7. Sean Rowe eighth. Guy that has a great opportunity to gain a lot of points tonight. And Payson Lindsay. Ortiz 10th. Run out the top 10.
As cars roll off the grid here in Homestead. Hang on. Oh, great. Now we only have 16 cars. That's good. Keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Unbelievable. Let me real quick run you through the drivers that were, for some reason, missing tonight. You're missing Dave Donahue, which is a shocker. We're missing Jacob Quayle also. We're also missing Cole Clausen, who's made it pretty much every start this year, even though he's not technically full-time. Andrew Stacey's made every race this year. We're missing him. Trenton Wilkin nearly made every race this year. We're missing him. We're missing Daffy and Tobin. We're missing C.J. Erdman. We're missing Ethan McMillan said he was going to race at 8. We're missing him too. For some reason, we have Michael Gregory, who hasn't raced in a while. I'm not for some reason, not saying it's a bad thing, but still, it's kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah, this is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Hopefully, at least it's a good show on the racetrack. But usually with smaller car counts, I don't know if you can count on that. For like very solid racing throughout the field. If you go back to Charlotte, what happened there?
This guy's now coming down pit road, check the pit speeds. Last night we actually got green flag pit stops in the second half of the race. It was honestly a really good race last night as tires are a big thing because Ron Suarez was running about 5th, and then me and him decided to stay out on lap 20, and we got a caution exactly about 10 laps later. And I mean, we just flew through the field, and I'm not the fastest guy, and I got up to 6th. So if I can get up to 6 on fresh tires, I don't know what these guys can do with fresh tires in a smaller field.
We'll see if it's different, though, with this Gen 4 car. All right. Anyways, well, this is the smallest car count of the season. I was not expecting to say that tonight. But here we are again. Anyways, pace car's in. Here we go from Homestead. Can't get a right camera angle, but there we go. Matthew White on pole. Smith to the outside. We're green in Miami.
Always 3 wide.
Further back, there's 3 wide almost for second. Axel Smith, what a great starting spot for him. Matthew White as well. On pole, getting back to his pole place, was the absolute pole king before this season in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Most poles all time in any series. Not combined. Here's Cameron Chandler to the inside for second on at 97 is Smith, side by side down the front straightaway. And 3 wide now, going to the middle almost as Bryce Benson thought better of it though. Cameron Chandler on the bottom though, side by side with that 97 car is Smith. I apologize for the frame drop. This is abysmal. I can't even focus right now. My God, I'm gonna have a headache. God. Okay. This wasn't an issue last night during National whatsoever, so I'm pretty confused. Side by side there for a second. Here is the 9 of Benson on the inside of the 97 of Smith. And he goes down to the inside once again. There's the 9 covered in line.
That's now 3 wide for 10th with Asher Miller, with Cherry, and Michael Gregory's.
Oh!
Asher Miller get that spot.
Aiden Holes got really loose as well. Here's the 9 of Benson to the inside of the 97 of Axel Smith. Side by side back to 3 and 4. Go back into 1 and 1-2. There's the 9 to Benson. Now trying to get that to the bumper of that 8 car of Cameron Chandler as we come to lap 4 in Miami. And he hits him a little bit loose there. He still packs some air on the quarter panel. Got him loose. They're side by side for second. Between teammates from Team Chevy Motor Club, Benton drives his car to the inside lane and will nearly clear Cameron Chandler, but Cameron says not so fast. Going to try to get momentum in the outside lane, but he will not. And Bryce Benson is to second place here. Matthew White that continues to lead. Coming a lap by. He's led every lap so far. Moving through the back side by side. Aiden Holes and Ashton Miller for 9th. Holes is loose again. Down the back straightaway, losing some spots. Up front, they're still kind of single file. Bryce Benson trying to run down Matthew White, though, for the lead. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I don't know if I can look at the screen too much without getting a headache. This is killing me. We'll go back to 3 and 4. Okay, back into 1 and 2 they go. There's the 7 of White, got the 9 of Bryce Benson behind him, and I gotta do something. This is like, oh my God, gonna give me a migraine in a minute. Here's the 7 car now, has the 9 of Bryce Benson all over his back bumper. Benson will go to the outside. He gets a little loose there. Of course, sun is out, unlike last night's Great National Race, which was pretty much late day, or very late day, and then into the evening, and then of course the sunset, then to darkness. And we're not going to have any darkness tonight. Sun will be out all night long. Got a battle here. Ashton Miller to the inside of Pace and Lindsay. Ooh, he gets loose at the bottom. So does that 29. Oh, contact all around. Cars are sideways here in Homestead. Side by side with Aiden Holes for 14th.
Bryce Benson all over the back bumper. Matthew White. Bryce Benson's trying to look underneath. It's kind of hard to pass if you're bottom, but also I don't blame Bryce Benson for not going at the top because it does burn your tires, but as long as he stays in second, that's all right. But Cameron Chandler's now all over his back bumper.
Cherry, I believe, just passed Miller for 9th. Ashton will fall back to 10th. Here we go. Cameron, you can see way to the outside, such a characteristic here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Goes top. Going to get that run down the back straight away. Where's he going to take it? Still all over the back bumper of that 9 of Benson.
Now Benson goes to the top.
Chandler goes to the bottom. He's got his run to his inside lane, side by side for the second spot here. Door to door, and now Chandler gets cleared, but Benson goes to the top yet again. Back into 1 and 2.
Say this, Matthew White is not pulling away at all. I thought maybe he might pull away a little bit, but no. These top 3 are all neck and neck.
Look at Bryce.
Head down the mid stretch.
Yeah, Bryce nearly got there to the outside of White. White's able to cover him off, but he goes back into 3 and 4. There's 9 to the wall. But on the inside, he'll drive it back down in there and clear that 9 of Benson yet again. Matthew has led every lap so far. Side by side here between Axel Smith and Braden Hunsicker for 4th, I believe. John Rose sitting back there in 6th.
Pace and Lindsay going for 7.
And Sonsicker's got the spot. That is now Cherry to the inside of the 30. door-to-door down the front straightaway and back at 1 and 2. 30 Hilkish on the outside of the 29 of Cherry. Drives it down deep to his quarter panel, but may actually slide up the racetrack, have to go back in line, heading down the back straightaway. Here's Cameron Chandler, looking inside on Benson for second. Teammates for P2. Cameron gonna maybe pull a bit of a slide job, but can't get clear. Benson back to his outside, but barely. Might be able to drive it down deep enough in the 1 and 2 to clear. Light actually backs up the corner, is still there. We're gonna see Cameron if he can slide up in front of the 9. I believe he will be able to do that. No, not yet. Benson is still there. You'll initially about 50 or so laps. So that's when that would open here. See the 9 car gonna again. Now I think he is now clear on Bryce Benson. Cameron Chandler to second place. That's his teammate.
And now Cherry looking the inside, Payson and Lindsay for 7.
Door-to-door here between the 29 and the 99.
It's been a heck of a start for Cherry. You only didn't qualify, started 16th, now going for 7.
See also Sean Hilkish behind him to the inside in the 30 car. He's got that spot back made up. Here is Cameron Chandler. Will try to run down that 7 car. We are 16 laps into Homestead-Miami Speedway. Here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. A little bit further back. They're side by side for a second. Everyone back to single file for the most part. Carlos Ortiz is now running last. He was, at this point of the race in the Grand National Series, he was leading. Now it's a complete opposite position. No, last tonight is only 16th somehow.
And now Lindsay's going for 6, trying to get out to Smith on the outside.
Side by side. Mason loves that the car count's been pretty low lately. He doesn't have a chance to fall back and lose a lot of points. His 30-point penalty.
Both them side by side. Cherry's going to get into the mix here.
Will down in that 29 car, still door-to-door back into 3 and 4. And Lindsay clear, up at P6. Smith will go down on turn 1 to the number 99's quarter panel. Oh, they both slide there as he heads down the back yet again.
Back at Bryce Benson for 3rd.
And here's Asher Miller, though, the inside of Sean Hilkish, as that's for P3. They are side by side. It's an all Heinlein Motorsports Team Chevy Motor Club 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 from each. Tucker tries to get P3 from Bryce Benson. Side by side back into 3 and 4 here. And Matthew had actually kind of ran away from the 8 car of Cameron Chandler. Matthew was very good at this racetrack. Won here back in season 3, and also had a good run, of course, in the championship race last season. Didn't win the championship. We got, by the way, have a spinner in the back. The caution is out. That's a pretty insane caution, iRacing, as the 5 of Michael Gregory goes around. Brings out our first yellow of the night. I have no idea why that was a caution. Okay, let's take a look at what happened. Oh, maybe that's why. So here he is at the bottom. Trying all by himself. Just, car's loose tonight, just loses it, fortunately. In front of 8 holes, that was probably why the caution came out. iRacing, for some reason, thought, oh, where's he going? Okay.
It looks like he's going to the road course.
Basically. You've experienced that road course here, Eli.
Yeah, I did, definitely. Almost won here, and then the guy was going to go backwards and wreck me.
Yeah, back in the lobbies. With the whatever car we were running there, some sort of sports car. Okay. I'm desperately trying to
This should get them close, if not make it to the field window.
So, let's see here in a minute. First caution of the day here in Miami. Okay. We're going to try to change something real quick. So, I'm desperately trying to do anything that'll get rid of this frame drop. It's killing my eyes. This car's coming to pit road here. All right, first pit stops of the night here at Homestead. Matthew White, of course, leads them down. As they come to pit. And we're going to throw it down to Eli Franklin.
Yeah, pit stops here.
Ooh.
See, Sam Ramon's spun in the back. I'm going to double check and see what happened. Gets hit by Ortiz in the bud, so that's how he spun his race off pit road. Matthew White comes off first. Bryce Benson in the back to second. Chandler third. Hunsinger fourth. Lindsay up to the top 5. Axel Smith 7th. Sean Rowe, not a great stop. And then Sean Rowe. And Ashton Miller sounds like fuel only, so I guess he is the leader. That's going to be something.
Yeah, how about that? I don't know if that's going to work here. We'll see.
Well, if he gets a caution in 10 laps, then I think he's taking the page from last night.
Let's take a look real quick what happened to Zane Rahman. I don't know what went on there on pit road. I'm hearing maybe contact with Carlos Ortiz at 21.
Yeah, he got rear-ended.
Oh, yeah. That's unfortunate. Just incident on pit road. I mean, the cars are weird when they ghost out for the leaders and when they're not ghosted. So the shoes this time by, if we can actually get a decent camera angle. My God.
And Ashton Miller goes to the top. Bryce Benson goes to the bottom. And Bryce Benson goes to the bottom.
Okay. So we'll see what happens with this restart now. Coming up on lap 24 it'll be. Okay, so it'll be, of course, like I said, lap 24 for the restart here in Miami. See who gets the better jump here up front. Old tires on the outside, though, with Ashton Miller. That's going to be interesting. The only car not to take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You already have 4 sets in the pits. That is more. That's enough. First pit now, then pit the halfway break eventually, and then pit the second half. That would be enough anyways. Miller is going to, for some reason, try to save a set here. So pace car is in. Here we go on lap 24. Back to green yet again. That's actually a decent start. No wheel spin. And no wheel spin at all for Ashton Miller. For some reason, we're riding along with him. Oh! Okay, he spoke too soon. Got loose, and now he's split 3 wide. Middle easy, and then 7 of Matthew White on the bottom. The 8 of Cameron Chandler up in the outside lane. Matthew backs at it. Thought better of that, obviously. Too early in the race for him to make an issue, but that it just allows Cameron Chandler to go to the outside with the lead. Side by side with Miller. Matthew White is up the racetrack, and they're nearly 4 wide for a second. Oh, Bryce Benson slides 4 wide down the front straightaway.
What a move by Sean Rowe.
Yeah.
From 7th to 4th. What a move.
And he's still going way to the wall. And they're still nearly 4 wide. They are 4 wide. They're nearly 5 wide. Wow. Good Lord. What a restart. And this is allowing Cameron Chandler just to drive off. Matthew White up the second. Ashton Miller falling back on old tires. And maybe I spoke too soon when I said we wouldn't have good racing tonight with the small car count. Good Lord. If Miller is struggling, this is probably a mistake for him to stay out. I think Miller's going to be regretting this decision big time. Here we go, battle for second. Sean Rowe now trying to challenge Matthew White. Throw to the inside for P2 on that 7 car. Top 4 have all won races this season. 5th place Braden Hunziker has not. Here we go. It was a battle side by side. There's Ashton Miller. He is continuing to fall back down to 13th. This is definitely a disastrous strategy call from the Showtime Motorsports machine. Cameron Chandler liking what he sees in his mirror from that whole gaggle of cars that was going on there. He is now pulled away to about a 4:10 lead. Here we go. Rich Cherry to the inside of Axel Smith. This is for 7th. Cherry on the bottom, Smith there. On
Cherry had a bad pit stop and basically started where he did begin the race near like 15th. Now he's come back up trying to get 7th. So if he can hang on and not lose all these spots on pit road, and I feel like he has a good chance of being up here as he's now trying to get inside of Payson Lindsay for contact.
Yeah, that was close. Lindsay, his teammate slides up the racetrack. Door to door now that with Axel Smith, who nearly got on the wall there. These cars honestly track sideways down the straightaways, which is interesting to watch. You definitely wouldn't see that in the next gen car. Damn sure. But Cherry still on the bottom of Lindsay, door to door down the front straightaway.
Matthew White slowly gaining here at Cameron Chandler.
Yeah, that's for the lead here, but Cherry back to the inside again on Lindsay.
Here comes Hunsinger for 4th with Bryce Benson on the outside.
Side by side, oh, almost contact again. Down the back straightaway, door to door.
Pinching him down all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. He's gonna, I thought Bryce was about to come
clear.
up and clean out him, but now he's back to, Bryce falls back to 5th. Here we go, still side by side between teammates Lindsay and Cherry. Having a very aggressive battle door to door. Once again, back at a 1 and 2 here. And like you said, Eli, Matthew is slowly but surely starting to reel in Cameron Chandler for the lead here. It's definitely a good opportunity there for White to get back into his winning ways. I mean, he hasn't been bad this season. For any other driver, I think this is a relatively very good season for, I don't know, I don't want to name names here, but a guy like, even if Bryce Benson was having this kind of year, even if Cameron was having this kind of year, relatively good year. 2 wins. I mean, top 6 in points. And Matthew White is used to leading the points with the most amount of wins all year. That's not the case this season.
Now, one thing Ashton Miller could do in these old tires, maybe as we have about a little over 40 laps, well, under 40 laps to go till the stage break, he could hit in about 8 laps because it doesn't look like anybody's a threat to go a lap down. Could hit, try to manage, but we'll see here. Maybe wants to stay out the rest of the stage.
We also have the rest of these cautions fall. Of course, with a tiny field count like we have tonight, cautions are not the most likely thing. We've had 1 yellow so far tonight, 32 laps in.
As Cherry's now back to the bumper price, so Cherry's moving, feeling.
Yeah, he is flying. This is home race, of course, here in Miami. A hometown resident. So would love to get maybe a win, which would be his officially just won the Bristol Night Race. Get ready his 3rd career win, his 3rd of the year. What a season Rich Cherry has had. Incredible. First career, a special win at Pocono, and then that amazing win last week in the Bristol Night Race. See the 5 at Gregory to the inside of the 9 now. Let's see. Oh, he gets loose at the bottom. Side by side. Gregory, of course, just spun. And he is flying as well. We got to talk about Michael Gregory here real quick. We're going to get 7th up the racetrack. Nearly a slide job on Payson Lindsay. And he's gotten himself clear. Now Cherry again trying to run down Benson. Up front, White is actually falling back now on Cameron Chandler for the lead.
Barry's trying to get to the outside here. Bryce Benson will have a good run off, run the lane higher. He's be able to get to the bottom here.
Here comes Cherry. This is for 5th place. Final spot inside of the top 5. Goes to the outside through 3 and 4. Dirty air doesn't seem horrible tonight. So far, at least. It's definitely there, but for some reason with this Gen 4 car, it's been absolutely horrific this year. Probably worse than the next gen, which is something we were trying to avoid. I don't know what iRacing did to this race car. They made an update and it ruined it. We have Lindsay.
Cherry players Bryce Benson by a lot. He is. I mean, Richard Terry is flying pretty smooth. Now he's getting close to Ray Hunsinger.
I mean, he's not even on fresher tires than anyone else here, besides, of course, Ashton Miller. That doesn't really count. He is just that quick here. And hometown hero looking to get a hometown victory. And same thing with Michael Gregory here in the 5 car. Just, of course, past Pace and Lindsay up to 7th after spinning. Pace goes back to his inside. Definitely quick, but as you saw with his spin all by himself, pretty hard driving this race car. Lindsay going to try to maybe pull a slide job. Not yet. Pace and Lindsay, of course, he is known at this racetrack for back in season number 2. Funny, similar car count to tonight. Who would have thought? Back in season number 2, for driving under caution, by the way. Coming to pit road, trying to sit his marks, probably looking at something, his pit road speed or whatever. I don't really know. Maybe his phone, getting distracted, looking at Daniel Suarez pictures or something. Of course, he drove a little bit too deep in the pit road and ended up slamming to the pit barrels and taking somebody out with him. And he did the same thing today in the test car. So unbelievable. He was driving the show car for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League and absolutely destroyed it by hitting the pit barrels. So pretty insane as he goes past Michael Gregory for a 7th. Oh, Gregory's got huge momentum coming now. Oh, they both get loose. Gregory slides, so does Lindsay. That brings now Smith and Butler into the battle. Smith to the inside. Oh, to the walls, that 5 machine. Yeah, he is loose again. This will be the caution now, the second caution.
He has been riding that wall and being that close as well. At some point, he will hit it.
Yeah, that's probably the reason he was driving through the field so hard. Michael Gregory, he was just
Cherry's now all over the back bumper. All over the back bumper of Ray Hunsinger now.
That is for, we got a battle here side by side. Down the back straightaway for between Pace and Lindsay and Axel Smith. This is for 7th.
And Cherry's now on the outside of Hunsinger.
Here we go. Door to door for 4th place.
And Cherry just is able, he was behind Hunsinger, able to just drive on the outside, just right next to the guy on the inside. He's done that for the past like 2 or 3 passes, which is really impressive as he's just going to clip Ray Hunsinger.
Yeah, up to the now 4th place for Richard Cherry. That 29 car is very, very quick. Here we go, side by side. Smith and Lindsay. Door to door back into turns 3 and 4. Ooh, Axel got in line pretty aggressively there. My goodness. And gets back to the inside of Lindsay. This battle for P7 has just been raging on. See if now Cherry can run down. Oh, we got a car spin. Again, it's Michael Gregory. And also Connor Haverla got loose. So Gregory almost lost the car there. 3 wide here down the back straightaway. 8 holes on the outside of Haverla. Guys here outside of the top 10 starting to struggle. Axel Smith has just got passed by John Butler. He must have had a moment. Michael Gregory bringing his car down pit road here in the 5. So it looks like he would come for service. All right. Matthew Edis actually re-ran down Cameron Chandler for the lead, by the way, as they go to lap Gregory, who is getting service on pit road, but he's going to be on fresh tires now and should be absolutely flying again. But definitely not a time you want to pit if you're Michael Gregory. Eli, what do you think?
News he just disconnected. So we're down to 15.
Okay. Here is Cherry currently running in 4th. he hasn't really driven away from Hunsaker after he was just absolutely flying in the short run. Seems like that car in the short run is very good, but maybe as the run goes on, not so great. The wall really ahead of them. Side by side, Haverilla to the inside of Poles. Maybe. Next out of that. And oh, Hunsaker actually back to the outside. Cheery.
The exact same move Cherry did to him.
Side by side, back into 3 and 4. Hunsaker pitches him all the way down there with Cherry. Oh, he slides up the racetrack. Braden loose. Somehow, oh, but Cherry lose again. Both them sideways. They both save it. How about that? Wow.
That's got a lot of pace and let's catch up to these guys.
I thought Braden Hunsaker was about to overcorrect and right hook Cherry into the wall head on. That would have been a massive crash, but luckily they both save it. Maybe tires a little bit burns up all of a sudden, but that could have been a lot worse. Man. These cars are hard to drive here in Miami, as you can see. Tonight, a lot of drivers not wanting to take on that challenge, clearly. You have Haverilla, I believe he just pitted. Yes, he did. The 50 car. These tires are burning up, too. Side by side now, as Haverilla, or I'm sorry, Bilkowicz and the 97 is Smith. Did Haverilla just retire?
I think so.
Wow. All right, well, that's unfortunate again. Haverilla and Gregory were definitely the two loosest cars in the track, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, as Ashton Miller is starting to hang in there. Looks like lap times are starting to, I'll say, start to stable out a little bit. And Ashton Miller, with a couple under, I think right now it's 20 laps to go to the stage. If he can stay on the lead lap and save an extra set of tires, that'd be huge if we get a couple late race cautions.
But I do think the now opportunity of stage points being gone for Ashton Miller is going to make him regret this decision. But you never know what could happen later in the race. If like somehow he gets a lucky caution with everyone else, the cautions fall his right way, everyone else is out of tires or something like that, which doesn't seem that likely, but I don't know, it's possible. He puts him on for a late restart, wins the race, because of that, who knows. But for now, I don't think he's going to be winning this decision. Battle for 7. John Butler now trying to get P7 away from Lindsay. Here, though, is Cameron Chandler continuing the lead. Coming to lap 49. But one yellow so far today was for Gregory going around. No caution since then. Again, the only positive with the tiny fields is cautions are very, very unlikely. Especially if you have a lot of the same talent you have in this field today. And we've got side-by-side action here. Ashton Miller, Carlos Ortiz racing for last, basically. Racing could not be last on the lead lap, I mean. And Miller's going to lose that battle. Still in those older tires. And we have, what, 18 to go to the stage here? He would hope that he doesn't get laps. I mean, he would be the free pass car eventually, but still does not want to be put a lap down here for Ashton Miller. Field is now getting pretty strung out. You see not really any side-by-side battle throughout the field currently here in Homestead. There's Pace and Lindsay right now running in 7th. Cherry was absolutely flying. Of course, now he's back to 6th. Lost another spot to Bryce Benson after that big slide. And Braden Hunsaker lost another spot too. Benson gains 2 from that, up to P4. I mean, we saw this in Grand National last night. As the run goes on, especially maybe like 30, 40 or so laps into the run, these cars get very strung out here in Miami. We're seeing the same thing today. Chandler leads by 7/10 of a second over White. Third place is Sean Rowe. so Eli, what's your take on this? I want to know what you think on Ashton Miller's strategy. Are you overall happy about his strategy? Do you think it's going to work out in the long haul, or do you think he probably should have pitted there for tires and maybe had a chance to stage points?
Honestly, I don't know. It's 50-50 for the strategy. I think he saw last night's race and saw Suarez running about 5th, 10th, which he was in, and saw caution came out about 20 laps. It's like, hey, I'm going to stay out. Hopefully we get a caution in 10 laps like he did last night, but as he's really loose there. But he saw last night as 4 drivers, less experience in the Grand National Series, so caution's there. It's kind of more expected to see a caution once in a while, but Cup Series, less than 16 guys still racing, probably more of a chance we don't see cautions, but I don't remember if it's 3 or 4 sets tonight. If it's 3 sets, I'm okay with the strategy. It's 4 sets. You should have took the set tire.
And speaking about experience, I believe there's only like 2 or 3 cars that haven't been here, like before season 3. So that just speaks on the experience here in this field tonight.
As John Butler's now to the inside facing Lindsay for 7th.
Go side by side. Butler's had a okay day. Of course, taking kind of advantage of the small field count today. To the inside of that 99, he'll go.
But if we get a caution, like 5 laps to go on the stage, maybe one of these guys, as John Butler goes all the way to the bottom.
He got loose.
And then it could be an opportunity to see if these guys need to line set tires, or can Ashton Miller take advantage of fresh set tires.
Butler to the inside again on pace and Lindsay side by side. Down the front straightaway yet again. Oh my goodness, Richard Cheery. That was a loose and a half moment right there.
Yeah, he was pushing early on these tests of these tires, and he is praying that the stage comes quick.
Remember, tire saving is very important here at Homestead-Miami, so that was probably what we were seeing from other drivers that were getting passed by Cheery, not wanting to burn up their stuff. Down the front straightaway yet again. 11 to go to the stage in Homestead. Probably will try to look to the inside of Lindsay for position. Side by side, down the backstretch. 3 and 4 yet again. He almost cuts Butler off. He's going to drive back to his quarter panel, though. See, way up there outside. Coming with a run is Sean Hillquich. Saw him have a great run in the Grand National race last night. And Butler looks like he's going to nearly try to clear Lindsay. Payson, though, coming with momentum. Oh, but he gets really loose on the outside lane there and lost that spot easily. Now Hillquich trying to battle here for 8th. He's on the wall. Oh, that's big time in the fence. Oh, that's not what you need for Sean Hillquich. Still keeps us to the outside on pace, nearly on pace of Lindsay. He goes to the inside. Another driver taking advantage of maybe a smaller field count. I mean, remember Atlanta, he was running very poorly the last non-Charlotte 600-mile-and-a-half we went to. But today in Miami, small car with half the cars, he's doing very well.
As now Cameron Trailers catching up very quickly with Ashton Miller getting close to putting him a lap down, see if he can hang on to the stage. What would be the worst time to go lap down is Ortiz, I guess, looks like he had packet loss, so he's been sent to pit road, and Trailers close really quickly, but Zayam Namon's a whole straightaway ahead of Ashton Miller, so it won't be the worst.
Again, Hillquich in the wall a little bit, but he is just fighting to the outside of Payson Lindsay for 8th. Again, he's slow. That's can't do that. Oh, man, you know, Sean Hillquich unfortunately has had so many of those mistakes this season. Where he looks quick, all of a sudden just has a bobble like that, and then it's over. He's luckily coming only to 7 to go on the stage this time by. We'll try to hang on. course, here is Ashton Miller. He goes a lap down. He is just, oh man, he's in the wall. I mean, there is just nothing left for this 79 car. We'd have to hope that Zane Ramon doesn't get lapped, who is right there. I don't think he will. It'd be very unlikely. Again, look at the 70. He just can't even hold down the throttle. Oh my goodness.
As John Bell passed Perry here for 6th.
I want to ride on here. Let's just listen. Look at the wheel. It's like he's on a dirt track. He's not on the throttle till the straightaway. That's crazy. The tire wear here in Miami. Unbelievable. Oh, Braden Hunsicker just had a moment down the back straightaway. Nearly lost his race car. Luckily, he saves it. These tires, though, they are worn out. Drivers are slipping and sliding, and Ashton Miller is just hanging on for dear life. Same set of tires all race long. He is going to have to just, I don't even know at this point. He is horribly on grip here. And this Gen 4 car, absolutely tearing up tires here in Homestead. Matthew White now loose, and he will now see if Sean Rowe can catch him. Oh my goodness, the Highline cars have just gotten really loose. Luckily for these guys, coming to the end of the stage very soon. Got to hang on for a few more laps.
Yeah, Ashton here, I'll just really back it down. Because you still have a while to go, another lap down, and if I have to go to the stage, there's really nothing to do. If I go really slow running the bottom and just enough to be on only 1 lap down.
There's Zane Ramon. He's about, I don't know, I'd say 7 seconds maybe ahead of Cameron Chandler right now, something like that. Gotta hope he doesn't get put a lap down, have a big mistake or something for Ashton Miller. That would really screw up his race. Ashton, I'm honestly on the train of the bad strategy call for Ashton Miller. Coming 3 to go this time by the stage for Cameron Chandler. Not a chaotic first stage, but man, these cars are hard to drive. Can everyone hold on to the green, white, checkered flag here? That's the big question.
As Miller's down 2 minutes, he blew a right rear tire.
Who is? Mo Miller, yeah. Wow, that's unfortunate for Ashton. Oh, man, he just had to hold on for a few more laps, and that's a... Here we go, side by side, by the way. John Butler, he has saved his stuff. How about John Butler? Pretty remarkable for the driver of the 09. Look at him race side by side here with Hunsicker. 2 to go in the stage. Nearly contact door to door down the back straightaway. But John Butler has saved up his stuff. He's looking to get inside the top 5. How about that for the 09 car? More contact with the 77 Hunsicker as they head back into 3 and 4. 1 to go in the stage, by the way. Door to door, Hunsicker is just tracking loose. 1 lap to go here in the stage. Ashton Miller now 2 laps down. So unfortunate. And has to take a set of tires here. This is worst case scenario for Ashton. Here's Zane Ramon distance. He would get the free pass. Ashton Wood is back into 3 and 4. Goes Cameron Chandler. He will head off turn 4 to see the green and white checkered flag. Cameron Chandler going to win the stage and get 10 stage points and a chase point. Matthew White barely holds on a second. Sean Rowe goes 3rd. Benson slides across the line in 5th. Or 4th, and John Butler will come home in 5th. We'll throw the caution.
Very, very slow on the track. If I'm hearing over the radio, I don't know if it's, he's trying to give these guys stage points. So I don't know about that, but Perry, he's still on the lead lap, finished 11th in the stage.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, that would be a pretty dumb decision to make if that was Rich Cherry's actual decision. I don't know who would do that. I've never seen someone do that before. Caution is out here on the halfway break in Miami. And it's a very well-needed halfway break for these drivers. And Ashton Miller's now trapped 2 laps down, of course, in the 79 car. And so the thing is here, you can obviously get the free pass, but you can't then wave around as well by staying out. That's not how this works. Ashton Miller sure wishes it was, because that would put him on the lead lap. You'd only get 1 lap back every caution. There's no way to get 2. All right, well, Eli, what'd you think of the first half? Obviously, like we said, very small car count, but I think the racing was pretty decent.
Oh yeah, it was pretty good racing. Matthew White's, I guess, trying to do some straight line burnouts. Looks like, but strategy did not work out at all for Ashton Miller. As he's going to get the free pass, but again, he's going to be 1 lap down. He has to be hoping for a caution at some point during this run, as pit road's coming. We come down pit road, but I thought early on, a lot of green flag running, you'd see the tire run off. You see John Butler able to save tires, which helped him a lot, gain that spot by Brayton Hunsinger for that P5. So if you're able to save tires, you can make some passes at the end of the run.
It's more like Darlington out here with how loose these cars are on tires and how much they need them as they come to pit. All right. So halfway break pit stops here in Homestead. Could be the final caution of the night. I would not be very surprised how this race is gone. We're for Goodyear tires for all these drivers. Full Sunoco fuel to at least get you close to the end. Here we go, battle off pit road. It's going to be, Matthew White. No, Cameron, I think, got it. White will be second. Rose going to be third. John Butler gets a good stop. Third, and Bryce Benson lost a couple spots.
Still in pit road. I guess he's going to repair the damage.
Yeah, Braden tried to repair something there. Same thing with maybe Sean Hilquich and Zane Rahman. Here comes Ashton Miller down pit road. Going to be a lap down. Ashton Miller needs to see a caution very soon. All right, so fuel window now. It's going to be close. They should, I would assume they would be about 20 or so laps short here. So there would have to be a pit stop here in the second half of the race. We're over halfway here in Miami. We're coming to the chutes this time by. How about bottom for the 8 car? Outside for Cameron or Matthew White. Bottom for moving Payson Lindsay up to the second row. Here comes Jerry back down pit road a second time. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe to try to top up here. Try to bite the bullet, maybe to get an extra lap on fuel. All right, so everyone rolling out of pit road back there as well. Restart lap 72. Second caution of the day, this one for the stage. So waiting all these cars come back out. The unfortunate thing about coming back out like this, you gotta, of course, go fast like it's an actual lap here, and you burn up your tires. I mean, that's not something you think about too much, but a track like Homestead where tires matter so much, that's something you do think about. I know it's like half a lap, but still. Gotta think about it at least. I believe we just had some sort of issue. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Back live here again, and we come back to green in the second half. Great restart by Cameron Chandler. He is absolutely gone. They're almost 3 wide for third. Heading back into 1 and 2, you see Sean Rowe in the 20 car. Looking at the inside of that 7 car, Matthew White. Oh, got
Man,
tight.
that was close.
And he slides. They head
Payson
down the back.
Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay goes, yeah, all the way to the bottom. Almost contact with Sean Rowe. These two have history at 1.5 miles this season in Atlanta. 3 wide through the middle is Rowe. On the bottom is Lindsay.
Bryce Benson's getting up to the top.
Yeah. Lindsay has to back out of it, and Benson gets 2 for 1 up the third. Now goes to the outside of Matthew White for second. Way up to the outside. I don't know if I would be doing that, burning up your tires this early in the run. See Ashton Miller up to the outside as well. Of course, it doesn't really matter. He's a lap down. Again, here comes the 9-car Benson fighting with Matthew White. Cameron got a great restart. He is pretty much gone by half a second. Points leader having another great day. We'll see if this can maybe be his second win of the season. Last win was pretty dominant as well at Rockingham. And also was only his 19-car grid. I don't know. We got almost 25 cars last week in Bristol. At Bristol, of all places. Now, today. I'm really scratching my head. This makes sense. And here we go. Battle between Zanerman and Hunsaker. Hunsaker got a terrible restart. I know he had the extended pit stop there and came out, I believe, last, but still hasn't passed anyone. He'd be fighting some damage. Who knows? Side by side down the back straightaway. Sean Oakwood as well fighting damage. Door to door, though, down the front straightaway, they head here in Homestead-Miami. Side by side, here we go. Cooper's chair to the inside of Pace and Lindsay. This is a battle for P5. And Lindsay will get re-clear on him. So, Eli, do you think we're going to see, after what we saw in that first half, more drivers try to save their stuff to avoid that?
I really do. I really do. I hope these guys are just be smart enough to save tires here. We've seen guys coming to pit on this long run just absolutely fall apart. As guys like the guy Ashton Miller, I feel like he has to wing a strategy here. He has to stay out as long as possible with short pit because he can't do the same thing with the drivers, the rest of the fields here to have a chance at back on a late lap and off pace.
Yeah, Ashton needs a caution right now. You see now Lindsay looking outside on Sean Rowe. Got to run down the front straight. He'll take it, go to the inside for fourth. I feel like these two race side by side a lot, and that's, yeah. I mean, you remember what happened back in Atlanta. They haven't had that happen since, but, huh? Whoa, maybe, oh, yeah, can't.
That was close.
Yeah.
I think they might hurt me.
They aren't exactly the best of friends either, on and off the track. Pace and Lindsay up
has
P4
speed now, but we've seen before what happened the last green flag when he started to fall off at the end of the run. So I don't know if he's trying to save tires or just pushing it to a short bit. We'll see.
Well, I haven't mentioned this, but Sean Rowe was really solid on the long run. He was catching Matthew White there at the end of the stage. Was just about to get second place, so one of the better cars in the long run here. Gotta watch out for that. But Cameron Chandler's been by far now, after he got to lead, fastest car all day. Matthew White was the fastest car earlier on, but it just seems like Cameron all of a sudden has the upper hand. It's like I feel like it has been all season. Cameron has led a lot of laps this year, but only one win. Let's see if this could be win number 2. I mean, Cameron has led an insane amount of laps this year. I don't know the exact number, but it's probably the most of anyone. Here comes Sean Rowe. Now battling with Lindsay. This is for 4th place. .54 laps to go in Homestead. Pace and Lindsay way up to the wall, back in a 1 and 6. Gets again clear on Sean Rowe.
We'll say one thing about this run is I know people can maintain a field, but I don't expect these guys to short pit as soon as the window opens. We saw Ashton Miller. I know he stayed out the whole stage, but have a blow a tire at the end of the stage. And I don't know if Ashton Miller is a good tire saver or not, but being a good Cup driver, I think he's at least decent at it. So, I mean, if we were these guys, I think you would try to split it and maybe go longer with this set of tires and then have a short run with a new set of tires. But, I mean, you can't pit. I don't think these guys could pit with like 50 to go for tires. It has to be probably around the 35 mark.
Yeah, because then you're going to be on an absolute island. You know you're not getting tires anymore after that unless the caution comes out. And if you don't want to be on that on those burnt up tires late in the race, especially.
Now, a guy that could do that is a guy like Richard Cherry here in 6th because, again, he's not going for points. He's just here for wins. So he could force strategy and pit early because he has really nothing to lose.
Rich Sherry's has pretty much been in every race this season, but technically isn't going for the championship. But has 2 very impressive wins lately. 2 first career wins there after so close so many times never getting it. And almost contact between Lindsay and Rowe. These two. I don't think Sean is going to be very happy with this because that's burning up the stuff. He wasn't really in a battle last time on the long run. Still door to door down the back straightaway between these two. And Rowe has the spot made up. Here's Benson currently running in 3rd. 2nd is White. Speaking about Hunsaker, he's back in P11 right now. There he is. The track that he won the championship in last season has been a totally different race. This just feels like a insanely different race than what we saw in the championship last season. Of course, well, obviously a brand new race car, completely different track conditions, completely different time of day. That was finishing towards the night. This will be under, of course, the lightness that this will finish. It's Cherry now looking to the inside of Pace and Lindsay. Rowe just got around that 99 car. Finally clear. And obviously, this also isn't deciding the championship this season. Lindsay is now to the wall.
Seeing how much is put on this run, I wouldn't be surprised once we get to that pit window, which I think would be close to around lap 100, maybe right before lap 100. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the first ones in. Now I just push him.
Yeah, Payson isn't exactly known as the greatest tire saver of all time, and he's not awful, but I think it'd be better. Right along with him. Just the outside up front. Still, it's Cameron Chandler about 8/10 to 9/10 over Matthew White. 3rd place, holding strong is Bryce Benson. 4th is Sean Rowe, but still Payson Lindsay is P5, P6, Cherry. John Butler having a good run. John Butler also another one, a shockingly good one on the long run. He saved his stuff magically there and had almost basically a top 5 spot. Do I hear somebody coasting? Oh, that was Matthew White. Well, that's kind of interesting. I don't think there's any way to make it on fuel. That doesn't seem possible. No, it's not Matthew White. It's Cameron Chandler now all of a sudden coasting. Yeah, like, what are your thoughts on that? That seems really strange.
Maybe just to have a shorter pit stop, but I mean, Matthew White's slowly gaining this. It's not like what race was it that he Cameron Chandler won, but had field problems at the end. I don't remember which race that was.
It was Rockingham. Oh, sideways for Lindsay on the outside of the 29 of Cherry. He'll save it, obviously. They still keep going in the right direction, but man, that was a loose moment out of Payson. He'll fall back to 6th.
Yeah, it's not Rockingham, and Matthew White's been gaining a 10th each lap, so maybe I think it's only for a shorter pit stop. I feel he could maybe say 10th, but tires is probably not going to make it unless you really save these tires.
And you still have you still have 45 laps to go here. They've already been on the tires for like 15 to 20 laps, so. And I don't understand how you can possibly save fuel.
I'm gonna go and board Cameron Chandler, see if he's still saving.
No, he's not.
Doesn't seem to be.
No, he's not.
I think his lap time improved by. He's now he ran the same lap time as Matthew White, but he gained over 10. So I think that strategy of saving just a little bit did not go to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not lose time while doing that at a track like Homestead. Again, not like Rockingham, like Eli said, not a short track like that. Lead Hole is taking advantage of a good day today. Side by side, Hunsicker and Hilkowicz. For P11. Not a good day for Braden, it looks like. Was running inside of the top 5 earlier in the race, but just really hasn't been the best. Been good after getting that wall damage. Same thing with Sean Hilkowicz, both of them fighting damage after hitting the fence. And Hilkowicz lets Hunsicker go. Ashton Miller hoping and begging that a caution would come out right now. Cameron obviously back up the speed, not saving whatsoever. Now a second over Matthew White for the lead. Ooh, Bryce Benson, was that, did I hear saving out of the 9 now? I don't know.
I don't see anything on his onboard that the past corner about saving, so maybe not. But Matthew White is now.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard. All right, that's interesting. 7 car, of course you see him losing time now by doing that. I just don't know about the strategy. That's really strange.
Yeah, he is putting the clutch until he absolutely has to pick the throttle for the exit.
Like, that doesn't really make sense to me. I don't understand how you could possibly save fuel. And even if you did, tires, like you said, Eli, once drivers pit here, they're going to be flying like 2 seconds faster than you, so they would immediately catch you. In 15
and
or so
also,
laps.
if they pit in like 5 laps, that's 34 laps of fresh tires. And last night, what I saw, is Hilkowicz I was behind Hilkowicz last night, and he short pitted, and he caught back up to me before I came down pit road. So these guys could easily catch up to Matthew White, who's trying to save fuel and lose more time trying to save. Because maybe a guy like Richard Cherry and Sean Rowe gets fresh tires, so might have a chance to catch up to him.
Yeah, and with saving, obviously you're in old tires and you're saving fuel, which even slows you down even more. So, yeah, I don't see any possible way that strategy works out. It's not like Pocono, that sort of thing could work out. This is a completely different animal. Mason Lindsay's loose, and here comes John Beltner to his inside.
Now Bryce Benson on the back bumper with Matthew White here.
Yeah, obviously Matthew's still saving. He's losing time to Chandler by doing that. I don't see a single way this would possibly work out for White. And even if you are saving to save time on the fuel in your pit stop, you're losing time on the racetrack. So what's the point?
Yeah, a bit different if he's losing like half a tenth, but he is losing like 2 to 3 tenths to Cameron Chandler. He is 3 tenths off behind off his lap, so it's definitely probably not for fuel. But if he tries to make it to the end and saves tires, he will deserve this win because I mean, this tires are just going to be destroyed.
He's still coasting, but Bryce Benson all over his back bumper here, back into 1 and 2. Only car I really hear now coasting. Cameron did it for like a lap or 2, but now Matthews all of a sudden committed to it. Oh, he gets loose there off corner exit, and Benson's going to be right there for 2nd place. I mean, it almost seems like Matthews holding up the 9 here. Bryce cannot find a way around him.
As Richard Cherry's come down pit road.
That's our first car to come to get service here, and then the 29 car. Here he comes. Oh, that's quick. Oh, it was maybe. I don't know. That looks really fast.
That was really quick. But no penalty. He got down.
Here we go. Here comes Benson to the outside of that 7 car of Matthew White. And still cannot make the pass happen for Bryce Benson. And this is just allowing Chandler to pull away. For Sherry, first one getting tires and fuel. Final pit stop of the night for the driver of the 29. A little bit earlier than I would have thought. Or I would have liked if I was a driver out here. Here it comes off pit road. Oh, White is loose off corner exit of 4.
And Payson Lindsay is making a last-second pit call. That was very close. Just missing pit road.
I'm honestly shocked he would do that sort of thing at the track where he's hit the pit barrels before.
Sherry's not coming off a lap down.
Also shocked that Bryce Benson hasn't been able to pass the 7 car. And here's Lindsay getting his service. And we're going to see, where is Cheery? There he is. I do now want to see them compare. Look at the tire advantage. I mean, look at him close on Axel Smith.
Prediction. I was correct my prediction. You'll be personal pit road.
Yeah, that was a very good prediction there. I mean, look at this, the 3 and 1 and 2. I mean, just look, he's like, this is like, I don't even know. Like Axel Smith is in a truck or something, and of course Cheery in a cup car. That's what that looks like. And here comes Pace and Lindsay off of pit road. Still nobody else has taken service besides those two. And here, Mike White has a bit of a blink. And now here comes that. Okay, that's a very bad place to blink. My goodness. And they're side by side though down the front straightaway. We're second. Benton just drives it in there. Yeah,
he's still coasting.
I don't know about the strategy. There's no way I could possibly see this working. I mean, I don't understand.
I heard Plessinger say that him and Hillquist could make it, but I think it sounded like he was joking about it. But again, I feel like Richard Cherry, I feel like you're better off getting tires now than trying to safety in, because Richard Cherry's 2 seconds, almost 2 seconds faster than your leader.
Yeah, and even if these two could make it, they're like half a track away from Cameron Chandler, so they would be passed immediately. Here comes Sean Rowe now for 3rd on Matthew White.
As Van der Maan's down pit road.
Oh, White is loose. Oh, he gets loose again! Man, that was nearly a big crash. Saves it, though. Side by side down the back straightaway for P3. Assuming he goes, yes, he does.
Sean Rowe has come down pit road this time.
Okay, so first car inside of the top 5 to come to get service. Here comes the 20. Just past Matthew White. Gonna give that up, and look at the 29 Cheery. Just drive around him. Here comes Sean Rowe. Got to get down the pit road. You do not need a late race speeding penalty here.
Now, if you're like Bryce Spencer, Cameron Chandler here, I feel like that kind of forces you to either stay out really long or pit now, because we spent last night.
By the way, Cheery just unlapped himself around Matthew White easily. He still have 30 to go, so, and he currently would probably be your leader on this strategy right now. Here comes Zaner Runnell pit road. Also had Axel Smith pit and the 09 of John Butler. So, and here comes their leader, Cameron Chandler on pit road. That's, how about that?
Yeah, he saw that was really smart by him. He saw Sean Rowe come down, and if you say maybe another lap or two, that would gain him an extra second too, due to how much he gained on fresh tires. So it was a good strategy by him coming in. As now lead to Bryce Benson, as Cherry's now officially back on the lead lap.
Here comes Sean Rowe off pit road. Of course, you can see Cheery is going to easily get the lead. That's just from the undercut here. I'm interested to see where Cameron comes off compared to Sean Rowe. There is Chandler, 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Here they come. Here comes Cheery to pass him, but here comes Chandler. Where is he going to be with Sean Rowe? I'm assuming he would be out front. It was just only 1 lap. The undercut is very powerful here. Not working the long haul. Here comes Rowe. There's Chandler still
going to be ahead by a little bit.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be a closer gap than it was. There's still 2 cars in between them. Matthew White, of course, trying that strategy, apparently. I don't know about it. We'll see. Cameron Chandler, of course, out front. There's the 9 of Benson yet as well. Benson's running very well.
Now, Lindsay's on the inside of Matthew White for second. But no, Pace and Lindsay pitted. Never mind.
Yeah, but look at this. Matthew White. These are the cars on fresh tires. Just going to blow. Okay, that was aggressively for Matthew White. Pretty aggressive near block down into 1 and 2. Thought they were going to make contact with him and Sean Rowe. It's been a fun race of strategy, though. Kind of is.
Looks like I have 4 guys on the strategy: Hunsinger, Hillquist, White, and Benson.
So they were being serious. Those 2.
There we go. It could be, because at this point you should have already pitted. But I think Cherry, he's going to get by the end of this run. Cherry and Cameron Chandler, they're going to catch Hillquist and Hunsinger. I assume they'll be really close to White and Benson. I think these guys have to stay out.
And honestly, I don't understand how Matthew White could possibly make it on fuel, too. That just doesn't make sense. Okay, contact back in a 3 and 4 between Sean Rowe and that 99 of Pace and Lindsay. When I was doing a fuel test earlier, it ran down to like 50 or something. You could only make it. We restarted with over 60 to go. So I know he's saving, but saving like 10 laps here at Homestead? Is that possible? 10, maybe even more than that? I don't know.
Let's say Hunsinger and Hillquist did pit like before McGreen, because I guess repaired just a little bit more damage, but also put a little bit more fuel in the car. So I assume they may have to save about, based off the numbers, probably about 7 to 8 laps, which 7 to 8 laps here saving is a lot.
Bryce Benson would love to see a caution right now, I think, as he continues to run longer. He isn't saving, I don't believe. Even if he was started saving now, he would still not be able to make it to the end because he hasn't been saving at all, really, in this race, in this run, like Matthew White has been.
But I really do think he might stay out because it's kind of too late to pick. There's 24 to go.
Really?
And how much time that guys like Cameron Chandler has made up in fresh tires. It's just not a net gain for Bryce Benson to come down now because he won't have enough time with these tires. As I say that, he's going to come to pit road.
Oh, here comes the 9. This is a late strategy call. Would love to get a caution maybe a lap ago because then he would trap some cars a lap down. Everyone else would have to pit. He would have an extra set. It would have been a perfect situation for the 9. Matthew White will assume the lead here. Of course, Cherry is now only less than 10 seconds away from Hunsicker and both him and Hillquist. So we'll see here.
As I think Cameron's going to get the Cherry, as Cameron Chandler's running half a second faster, and he's not too far behind Cherry. It won't be too long for the next probably 2 to 3 laps and pass it.
Cameron's been the dominant car today. Here is Bryce Benson getting service. This is going to be a probably, I would say it might be a net loss, but long run pace might be very good on this 9 car. We'll see what he can do. He's going to fall back to 10.
Yeah, we'll have fresh tires, but that's a lot of cars to pass to get back to where he was. I think he was running 3rd or 4th before all the pit stops happened, so he has to gain just 6 spots and break even.
See if your pole sitter Matthew White can somehow save.
So he will be on the lead lap. So if a caution comes out next lap, it's really good for him because he can stay out because he'll be on the freshest set of tires in the field.
I mean, I just glanced at the intervals a few laps ago. It said 29. Now it says 20. Like that, they're closing rapidly. Eli, do you know what the gap is, the closing rate is per second between either Cherry, Chandler, or White, and then to White, I mean?
Cherry is actually only half a second that lap behind Cameron Chandler, which is really impressive. But Cherry to Matthew White, it's second and a half.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, there's still what 21 to go, 22 to go. That would be enough, yeah.
And he's 20 seconds behind. Yeah, he will get there.
18
now,
seconds.
I feel like at some point, if Matthew White's going to get there, is going to stay on the strategy, staying out. At some point, he will push. May not be as fast as those guys, but maybe gain actually half a second of time. But how much he's saving, he might make it. Hunsinger, Hillquist, I feel like they're going to same strategy. Matthew White, they're going to try to make it. But I'm not worried for. I don't think they'll be in the contention because Richard Cherry, Cameron Chandler just flying through this. And they're going to get there probably in the next 5 to 10 laps, if not shorter.
Here comes Cameron, though. This would be officially, I would assume, for the lead eventually. Here we go. Chandler setting up on Cherry. Goes to the outside through 3 and 4. I mean, Matthew would love to see these two race like this, so that would somewhat help him, even though they're still catching him while doing this. It's going to be wild. 20 to go here in Miami. What's going to happen? Who's going to win this race? What strategy is going to work? Who would have thought this would turn into a strategy race? Only one caution for cost today. Oh, here comes Chandler to the inside of Cherry. Slides though on the bottom. Chandler needs to make this spot up as soon as possible. But yeah, Cherry.
Even with the battling, they're still getting a second and a half a lap.
But he still does not want to burn up his stuff. Back, Sean Rowe is about 3 or 4 seconds behind them. Chandler can still not get around this 29. He's much faster, but still can't find a clean air path around him. He's gonna have a run coming down this back straightaway.
One thing about this strategy, Ashton Miller is running 10 before the green flag. Oh, he was a lap down, but if he was on the lead, running 10. He is now passing Matthew White to give himself back to the lead lap. So that is showing how much Matthew White is saving, trying to save and make it.
Yeah, 13 seconds the gap now. Even Hillquist is closing. mean, I just don't understand how he's going to make it on fuel. He's got to be coasting around the whole track. I mean, I'm going to check on him real quick. I don't even hear him on the...
Yeah, challenge to the inside to Richard Cherry.
Side by side, this would be for maybe the win. Door to door down the back straightaway. Here comes Chandler, led the most laps today so far. Won the stage, battling with Cherry. So, but hits the apron.
I say, them two battling. Sean Moe is a half a second faster than the last lap, so they keep battling. Sean Moe's not too far behind.
This is getting really interesting. Throwing more and more players into this.
But I still understand the Bryce Benson strategy. I know it's fun to be fast and pass guys, but he's only 3/10 faster than like Cameron Chandler and Sean Moe. So, I mean, that's not a lot of time gained for how much he lost for staying out that long.
They're about to pass Hunsicker here for third. Braden is just trying to hang on now. You're going to see, oh, here comes Chandler though to the inside of Cherry. Needs to make up the spy. He wants to win this race. Side by side, Cherry almost takes a swipe at him. Oh, but he is pushed nearly into the lap guard. 3 wide around the 77. They head out of turn 2, and now Chandler clear, but Cherry looking back outside, but he slides, and Chandler now clear. Up to officially P3 on the racetrack. That was close. 3 wide around Braden Hunsicker.
Hunsicker and Sean Hillquich, I think they could maybe on fuel. Oh, that's close. But the damaged car is going to use more tires. So, like, I feel like I don't know if the tires can make it. As Cherry's all over the back bumper.
Yeah, he's just putting pressure on the 8 car. So they head back in a 1 and 2 here. He's back to the inside yet again. And now Chandler gets a good drive off and maybe a car length ahead, but maybe that's going to be enough to put his confidence away here.
As Hunsinger said, he's going to come in this lap, so like the strategy of, let's say, pass down the pit, maybe he'll always caution, but we'll see. He's now coming down.
Hillquich pits as well. All right, now Matthew White is your leader, of course, still, and the gap is 8.2 seconds between him and Cameron Chandler. That is going to close up quickly with 14 to go. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't see how this works.
Cameron Chandler's a second and a half quicker.
I mean, he could just back off. Like, he only needs half of that to catch him. So Cameron is going to be blowing Matthew White's doors off pretty soon.
I want to see if Matthew White, is he still saving? He is still saving. So at some point he's going to have to push because he can't wait till Cameron Chandler gets there because he's on fresh tires.
Yeah, we hope Matthew White doesn't run out of fuel as well on this insane strategy. That's just somehow barely working so far. But I doubt it'll work for much longer. Sorry.
And Bryce Benson's now trying to get by John Butler for 6th.
I mean, he is completely coasting all the way till, I think now. I can't officially, like, fully hear. I do want to actually ride along with White. Sorry, there we go. Okay. Let's ride along with Listen. Post, not even before turn 1. Oh my God. Basically in the middle of 1 and 2. And he was on the gas on the front straight, or on the coasting, on the clutch, I should say, right before turn 1.
If you want to compare that to Cameron Chandler is now, it's between him and Matthew White. There's no one in between them two, no lap plus, no nothing. So if you look at Cameron Chandler's onboard, you can see Matthew White now. So now, you can watch Cameron Chandler. He is no lifting. Plus, with Matthew White, he could be saving a little bit of time doing this because of how slow he is through the corners. He could be saving a little bit of time, but it's nothing to compare to Cameron Chandler. Cameron Chandler's 2 seconds.
The gap 3.2 seconds out. Yeah, Matthew is literally crawling. He's going to lose so much time from this. This is going to be a net loss, I would assume. Because the top 3 are just not nose to tail, but they're within maybe 2 or so seconds of each other. You go back to Hillquich, still on fresh tires. Hunsicker as well now on fresh tires, and Bryce Benson's back there as well. Side by side between Butler and the 99 of Pace and Lindsay. The battle for the lead is just about to heat up again. This won't be long before Matthew White is passed. 10 to go, and Chandler is about to pass for the lead. That might set him up for his 2nd victory of the season. Here comes Cameron Chandler. Matthew White, basically out of the way.
If you have the feel or not, it's go time. He's still saving. There's no. Yeah. I think the win contention is gone as Cameron Chandler's now looking to the outside.
Just gonna take his time, nice and easy. About a 9 to go this time by. We'll get to the outside of Matthew White. White's just going to obviously give him the room. And Cameron Chandler takes the lead. 9 laps to go in Homestead. Strategy will not work out for the 7 car. He's going to lose second as well. So already a net loss. And this has still got 9 to go here. He'll lose even more time.
Cherry hitting early. He's doing a very good job staying with Cameron Chandler. I know he's fallen off a little bit, but how early he hit, probably about 5 or 6 laps, which is pretty big here at Homestead. He is hanging on with Cameron Chandler.
And Rogie now gets around the 7 car. I mean, yeah, Cherry also not losing time to Sean Rowe either. It's very interesting how this pit strategy has worked out here. Multiple different strategies going on. You see completely different with Hunsicker, Hillquich there on the separate strategy, Matthew White on a completely different strategy that's not going to work out here. And then I think the winning strategy will be Cameron Chandler's here. The second now, the lead, 8 laps to go. Just does not need a caution. We've only had one today for cause. It was for one single car spin on lap 30, or lap 20. Other than that, they've kept it straight all day long.
Matthew White, now Bryce Benson and Matthew White. Matthew White's now, he is like, I'm telling you, Qualin's an understanding what he's doing. He is like 4 seconds off the pace.
These are positions, these are points. 3 more cars behind him.
After starting finish line.
Oh my God. And here comes the 09 of Butler to the outside. This is for 5th. He's about to fall outside the top 5. And how about John Butler? Man, what a drive the 09 car. Has great speed today, great tire management, great fuel management, good pit strategy. He's going to maybe come in with a top 5 today. Matthew White, complete opposite. And look at this. It's like he's on a pace lap right now. That's exactly what that looks like. He's going to fall back to 8th. And is very lucky there aren't more cars in this field. Oh, man, the 97 of Axel Smith. Now here comes Hillquich. He's going to try to lap himself, probably with a couple laps to go on Cameron Chandler. Goes to the outside of here for, well, not second, but to lap himself around Cherry. About a 5 to go this time by for Cameron Chandler. Here comes Hillquich on fresh tires with 77 Hunsicker as well.
With Matthew White, if he run out, no, okay, I thought he might run out of fuel. I don't know. He started going on the apron, so I don't. Looks like he's staying up, but he started rolling on the apron. I think at this point he has a better chance of going a lap down.
All right, yeah, this is a disastrous strategy for Matthew White. Put it lightly. I don't know what. Oh, here we go. Cherry is slow. Back into 3 and 4. Here comes Sean Rowe. Cherry again loose, all of a sudden losing time. Got passed by the lap car Hunsicker, and now got a 20 car on his bumper for P2.
And Bryce Benson would have pitted 2 laps earlier. I feel like he could be in touch for the win because he's put down some lap time.
Whoa!
A couple laps to go. He's run out of time.
Sean Rowe just got super loose, and yeah, talking about Benson, would have been his one every other mile and a half race this season, Charlotte and Atlanta. This would be 3 in a row if he could get this one. Still not over. Caution could ever come out here. Maybe with this battle between Cherry and the 20 of Sean Rowe.
Or just Matthew White run out of fuel.
Yeah, I don't know. He's about to be passed by Zayn Rahman. And probably maybe Hillquich and Hunsicker as well. Maybe the couple final or so laps. And here comes the 20 to the inside of the 29. Sean Rowe for second on Richard Cherry. Going to slide him up the racetrack. Cherry going to try to make the crossover down to the inside lane. He is there for second.
That's 6 seconds off the pace. Which is...
That's...
Wow.
Yeah. My goodness.
As Rahman's going to pass him here. He will go a lap down.
This is a good battle for P2, though. The lap and a half to go.
And the only problem is if he goes a lap down, Hillquich is right behind him. So unless he passes Cameron Chandler here, and Hunsinger behind him, and if he falls back behind him, a caution comes out, he has to take the wave around to have a chance.
Well, here, oh yeah, look at him so slow. White flag in the air, though, here in Miami for Cameron Chandler. And Hillquich is going to pass him, so will that 77. Hillquich now in the bumper of Chandler, I would assume, would hopefully just stay behind him. We'll let him go. Final time through 1 and 2. What a race by Cameron Chandler. He won the stage going to end up leading the most laps here in a dominant performance. Didn't come easy, though. Had to pass Cheery for it late in the race here as he heads down the back straightaway for the final time and back into 3 and 4. Good battle for a second going on. Sean Rowe has that currently.
And Matthew White's out of fuel.
Only one prior win this season, but this is going to make it 2 for your points leader. Cameron Chandler sees the checkered flag to get his first win at Homestead-Miami Speedway in win number 2 on the year. Second will be Sean Rowe. Third will be Cheery, and fourth will be Bryce Benson. How about a top 5 for John Butler in the 09 car? Payson Lindsay comes up 6th. Smith will be 7th. And Matthew White out of fuel, coasting across the line. Barely going to be 12th. Unbelievable. So unfortunate for the 7 car. Disastrous strategy, but Cameron Chandler gonna win in Miami. His second win of the season comes from Homestead. And a dominant performance, led over, I believe, 100 laps. Won the stage. Just a couple of mere points off from a maximum points day for the driver of the 8, which isn't something he really needed, but just about to be close to locking up the regular season championship. That's coming about pretty soon, I would assume. And we'll see. He's going to be locking himself into the chase here maybe in a race or so. Cameron Chandler wins in Miami. What a race. Second win of the year with Rockingham joining it. Man, I mean, only one caution in this race. These drivers, Eli, I'm very impressed how they did today. How
it was honestly a pretty good race. It was a very good race. I can hear everybody complaining about this car. I think it's more just the track and car track combo. I don't think it's more. It's not a car thing, because we have seen some really good racing in this car. I don't think it's really a car thing. I think it's just a bad track with this Gen 4 car and what iRacing has done to this car. iRacing needs to figure that out, because this, before the updates and all that, Gen 4 was like perfect. Everybody loved Gen 4. All of a sudden, the update, it just completely fell apart. Cameron Chandler's pushing Matthew White.
Yeah.
I guess to get him back down pit road. But good win for Cameron Chandler as Payson Lindsay's hit the pit rails.
Of course he did. Second time he's done that today. Anyways, Cameron Chandler will burn it down. He's been looking for another win this season. He's been so close so many times. Only the other win in Rockingham this year. And it barely came running out of fuel there at the end. Probably one more lap he would have lost that race. But this time, easily wins here in Rockingham, here in Miami. What a great drive out of the 8 car. But on the right strategy as well. That was pretty risky, though, with all those strategies going on. He could have easily picked a wrong strategy like Hunsaker or White did or someone like that, or even like Benta did, run long and lose the race. So good job by Cameron Chandler, his second win of the year.
As we're here, that Payson finished 6th, and it's not official. I'm just doing some numbers. From 45 back, I think he's 19 or 20 points back now to the cut line.
That's impressive for Payson. 2 top 10s in a row now after finishing second in Bristol last week. It's the 7th career win, though, for the driver of the 8, Cameron Chandler. All right. Well, that'll do it. Cameron, though, speaking about points, like we said, 5 races to go now before the chase after this one. We got to do some math, but he might be very close to locking himself into the chase officially, which he's pretty much realistically locked in, but mathematically, I mean. All right, well, that will do it, and a fun one.
At this point, he can just join the race and not even race and get a point or 2 per race, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, but he still does want to capture that regular season championship. Gets a maximum, most he can get, 6 chase points today. That's impressive. Of course, the most points you can get in a race is 43 this season. So we'll do some math to see officially if Cameron's locked in or not. All right. Well, that'll do it here in Homestead. Cameron Chandler, your winner. What a race from Homestead-Miami Speedway. Congratulations to the driver of the 8 car. He gets the job done today. Only one natural caution today. The other one was for the stage. After that, we were caution-free. And here comes Cameron Chandler for our post-race interview. Ultimately, today, let's check real quick. He ended up leading 90 laps. Cameron Chandler, pretty dominant victory today, but it wasn't easy there at the end. You ultimately lead 90 laps, but you get your second win of the season. How about it? After maybe some races that have kind of slipped away there at the end, how did you do it? Of course, passing Richard Cherry and then seeing that 7 car, that probably bad strategy there at the end. You take the win. Take me through it.
Yeah, really we got lucky with that first yellow. For whatever reason, I guess this car is just like the next gen now, and it's whoever's leading the race is gonna have the clean air and be able to pull away. So we got lucky taking the lead on that restart, and then just could stay ahead of Matthew. He just didn't have the same kind of air, and then I feel like we did pick up the pace that second, the last run. Um, and yeah, drove away to a decently sized gap. Just waited for someone in the second pack to pit. It was Sean Rowe, and um, man, yeah, you said it. Cheery gave me a good run for my money. Dirtier again. I don't understand how dirtier is such an issue in this car, and how we're at Homestead yet we can't run the top two groups. But yeah, another great car from TCMC. I feel like we should have had a lot more of these wins, and we've just let them slip away. So it's nice to get another one.
I mean, what an incredible season, though. I know you only have 2 wins technically, but still, it's a lot for a lot of drivers. But yeah, 2 wins this season. You're gonna be close to locking yourself into the chase as well. I mean, even setting your eyes on the regular season championship, are you now even looking forward to the chase more than these upcoming regular season races? Now that you're that far ahead.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I think we've only had one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I've only had two finishes outside the top 10, and one was Sonoma, and that speaks for itself. Then the other one being Dover, we led a bunch of laps there, but got taken out from the restart mishap. So I feel like we're pretty good in this car. I feel like we're gonna have a good shot, especially if we can. I learned there's 10 chase points for every win. So
What?
man,
5.
that's what I meant. Yeah, same thing. Anyway,
Same
yeah,
thing.
the 5 chase points for every one. That's going to be huge going into the chase. So if only we had some of those races before come together with us, we would have an even bigger gap than what we can get if we get regular season championship. And gonna have to win a lot more. I want as big as big of a gap as I possibly can get.
You also get 15 chase points for winning the regular season championship as well, which definitely helps a lot. So, one final question here. Like, what was tire wear like today? That looked like a big crucial thing. Me and Eli were talking about it all race long. How much the tires mean for a driver's perspective here?
Yeah, from a driver's standpoint, man, the first run honestly was the worst out of all of them. It was plowing tight on entry, wrecking loose on exit. I mean, I don't think we were full throttle until we were pointed straight down the straightaways in that first run. But the sun went down. Well, I guess the sun didn't really go down, but it started to. Time went on. Got later in the day. The track cooled down quite a bit, and by the end, we were about. I mean, the groove did move up a little bit, but we had a lot more freedom with what we could do. Before, if you ran a lane up in the first half, you're gonna be flying back through the field. So, um, I don't know. I guess I'm thankful for that because we were pretty awful firing off. And where do we go next week?
Kentucky.
Oh God bless America. Well, yeah, I guess we're not looking forward to Kentucky.
Okay. Well, anyways, have fun celebrating. Go to Miami, get drunk. I don't know. Do whatever you do when you win. And
Hey, ET, I tell you what, I already got some Budweiser. Hey, I might put them on the race car.
wow, unbelievable. We will see you in Kentucky from Kentucky.
That 8 car. Hey, that 8 car.
Wow. Incredible. All right. Anyways, here coming up next interview going to be Sean Rowe, finished second. Sean Rowe, you guys will come home in second place today here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Ultimately, a pretty good points day for you guys as well. I think you finished very good in the stage top 5 there as well. But it just looked like you never really had the upper hand to try to maybe battle for the lead. Was dirty air kind of the main factor in that today?
Yeah. That was definitely it. I don't like the Gen 4. I I've given it a shot. It's just not for me. But yeah, the dirty air was horrendous here. I've noticed it a lot on the mile and a halfs. The short tracks are a little bit more manageable, but it's just so bad because I like the dirty air is the only reason I won Nashville pretty much. But like it was just so hard to pass unless you ultra saved and there was a super long run, which we only really got like once with how the pit strategy fell at the end. So yeah, dirty air was not fun to play with today.
Well, of course, we head to Kentucky coming up next. That's another mile and a half. Do you guys think we're going to see maybe kind of the same run we saw out of your 20 car tonight, or maybe some improvement, maybe a contention for the win?
Um, I don't know. I'll probably be like fifth maybe to start, and then I'll move my way up. But who knows? I could get kirked and put into a catch fence. You never know. I think the dirty air is gonna be probably worse there with how a single group turn one is, but turns 3 and 4 could help that a little bit. Um, I don't know. I think I could run well. I've done decent at Kentucky before, so there's a chance I win.
All right, Sean. Well, still nice job here. A good points day for you guys. Should still be second in the standings, and we'll see you next week or after the break in Kentucky.
Yeah, see you, man.
All right, coming up next. Who is it? It is Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, you guys will come home in third today. Valiant effort, a great. What are we doing? Let's
Yeah, the gang's all here.
Nice try. I'm trying to interview people. Nice attempt. I want to actually ask Richard Cherry a question. Richard Cherry, valiant effort there. A great strategy will put you in P3 today. So, of course, you even were battling for the lead there with Cameron Chandler. Of course, the tire's a little bit older than his. Started the fall up, but ultimately, are you very satisfied with how that strategy played off for you guys today?
Absolutely. I mean, I said I might as well just try something here. I paid really early, and I paid off. We gained two spots. Just first of all, I don't know why Cameron Chandler is still in the booth, but anyways, congratulations for my condolences. It depends whether you like him or not. Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know how iRacing made it so that you can aero block with a Gen 4. It's just I don't feel for the first time. I don't feel like I choked or anything. Just he got. I was just really struggling on the exit of the corners and just got passed and then got passed by Sean Rowe, but still P3, so really good.
Well, Cherry, you guys are flying on some of these runs here today. I know you kind of fell back on when the tires kind of got worn out there, but being from Miami, of course, your hometown now, does that kind of give you more of a confidence boost? Like, does it?
Not really, and I live in Miami, but I'm not from Miami, so
I know, yeah.
I mean, just it's a little bit more special for sure, but it's a shame how racing ruins your home track. So it's kind of how it goes.
All right, Cherry. Well, do you have a question for Cameron Chandler?
Cameron Chandler, congratulations on the win. How was it?
Yeah, man, we had a real fast that 8-car Chevrolet Monster Energy. We had a bunch of Monster Energy before the race, and we were flying.
What?
Hello.
Okay, that'll be Cameron Chandler for everybody.
Yeehaw!
All right, and Cameron Chandler can do the rest of the interviews now because he dragged everyone in.
Okay, it wasn't me, but here, let's bring Bryce Benton in because I think he was the closest up. Nice try, Ethan Trumler. I was a driver. You do your job.
No, what? You drug? Okay, nice try. Who drugged them?
No,
in?
I didn't do anything.
Who did it?
I was the one dragging people.
All right, Rich Cherry, do some interviews. Your turn.
Okay, Bryce Benton, I saw you. Well, I'm gonna talk as a driver instead of as a broadcaster. I saw you there pitting really late. What was the plan behind that?
Well, I saw everyone pitting early, and I was kind of planning to pit when I did pit, but I was thinking about just pitting on the same lap as like Cameron and everyone, but yeah, I just decided to go for the overcut just to try something different, and it didn't quite work. I think if I had one more lap, probably would have got P2, but yeah, it just didn't quite work out.
All right, so the next track on the schedule is Kentucky on April 9th. How do you feel for that racetrack?
I think I've had good runs there in the past, I think. But I don't know, I'll be in the Gen 4 there. I think I'll be pretty solid, but we'll see. I mean, who knows, honestly. But yeah, we'll see. Honestly, don't really know, but I think we could be pretty solid just because I've had good runs there in the past. So yeah, we'll just have to see.
Okay, well, nice shot. Nice shot, Bryce Benton, on the ultimately somewhat of comeback there on those fresher tires there at the end, and we will see you.
Can somebody else do the questions? I can't now.
Cameron Chandler.
No, I'm
That's some very happy.
from a driver's standpoint. I ain't doing nothing. I'm celebrating for my crew. I don't even know why I'm here.
All right, well, we go down the pit road with Cameron Chandler. Cameron Chandler, how's the champagne taste?
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
We almost died.
So close, but so far.
Very interesting.
Hold on, let me get. Hold on, I'm getting out my car. I'm making sure I don't fall. Can't pull a Connor Zillage.
This is the longest time to get out of a car I've ever seen. Unbelievable. I mean, his.
Oh,
weight
you still want me to
was-
do something? I told you I'm not doing anything.
Hey, yeah. In-hole sucks at driving.
Hey,
Um,
Christian Herklotz, can you believe Ethan Chunley? He wants me to do. He wants me to do his job after I just raced. He doesn't want to do anything.
What?
I'm not the
Ethan,
one that.
This is zero effort. Okay, this all goes back to that 50-50%. Yeah. In a business, you don't hire your son to go run a business you started. Okay, this is some BS. Okay. This is horrible.
Nice
This is just
try.
not how you run a league. No, I thought it was. I
Hey.
really thought it was actually. It was one could say it's a good attempt, actually.
I got
Nice.
an
Well,
announcement
that-
here.
alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got an announcement from Rich Cherry. So, starting in Michigan, I'm gonna open an operation called Cherry Racing. We're just gonna do Michigan, and then if we get the funds, it's gonna be withheld from Cami Chandler. We made the agreement, technical alliance. So, yeah.
We gotta go, but
Pretty damn cool.
freeway.com, Coca-Cola Store.com, THD Design,
Can we, like,
Sony Setup Shop, Aiden Hole sucks, Cole Wilson sucks, we're down.
And
Only thing I agree to her for THD Designs and Cole Wilson sucks.
Cameron Chandler, we have some breaking news. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Cameron Chandler, you
I
are
don't
now.
care.
Well, you are now locked into the Cup Series chase. How about that?
Well, Cameron Chandler.
Do I get a cookie?
No,
Oh, so why do I care?
because
Of course, the
Emotional day.
FedEx wants a cookie.
all right.
Ethan will just send you
Uh,
a cardboard box. How about that? Get a
Zane
cardboard
Rahman,
box.
you finished somewhere on the track, but
Hercules.
ultimately a decent day for you guys. How about it for your Cup Series return?
Yeah, to be honest, decent week to sum it up actually. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any like speed to be honest, but I think like during the first pit stop, I kind of had a little incursion with the 21 crew. I don't think they're too happy about that. I still need to talk to Carlos about that. So yeah. Overall, I mean, we had a decent recovery after that, but yeah.
All right. Well, we wow. Got a little bit off here. We've been running these races down. I know you just came back, but for us at least, we've been running these races been a lot lately. So we're gonna have a little bit of a break. We go to Kentucky next week in the Cup Series. Are we gonna see you there?
No, I'll probably make my next cup start in Michigan, but yeah.
All right. Well, then we will see you down in Michigan.
I appreciate it. On behalf of Pace and Lindsay, go to freeway.com.
No.
Yes. We both ran freeway insurance screens. Of course I have to say it.
All right, Eli Franklin, you commentated today, but how was the food up in the booth?
It was a good race overall.
We didn't
Points
watch the
is-
same one.
Well, it was green flag
That's
running.
not the
It's better
question.
than. Well, we'll take the green flag running.
That
I
was
did not
not
hear
the question.
I
but
was
okay.
my headphones were off in my head. I heard my name. That's all I heard. I assumed that was the question. I was just winging it. And I guess I was off.
I said, how is the food up on the booth today?
Oh, well, it was good. I had my pizza. It was good. Hunt Brothers Pizza, good pizza, and
Boo.
better than any pizza besides Little Caesars.
That's
Nope.
just not true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who wants to do the outro?
Me.
Me, I guess.
Christian Herklots, make it professional.
Okay, professional, you say.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching the Ethan Chandler FedEx Cup Series race at Homestead-Miami. I'm Ethan Chandler, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
See you in
that good?
Kentucky. Good night from Homestead.
10 out of 10. I like that.
Can we start calling Christian Rail fan on the broadcast?